Hey guys. So, a lot happened this week. Keep in mind, I don't I don't intend this channel to be overly political. I'm not going to police what you say on my channel. That goes whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. And you know what? That's exactly what the topic of today's video is going to be. I don't care what you are. Let me say that again. I don't care what you are. You can be, your political party could be pink rainbow polka dots for all I care. It's not the issue here. You know, when I was growing up, and even now, I still have to train myself out of this now. I had to train myself out of being angry at at parties, being angry at beliefs. I understand. I understand just as well as you do how infuriating the world is. How frustrating, nail biting, teeth grinding the world feels to live in. But at a certain point, when do you look around you and realize that the world is falling apart? When do you realize that you cannot be the same person you were before? There's a reason why I don't get mad at Republicans anymore. There's simply no point getting mad at them. It's a game to them. That's the entire point. They want to live a fantasy. They don't care about who they're hurting because to them it's not real. It never was. The moment you realize that, it's the moment you finally free yourself from this hopelessness you're feeling. There are things you can do. There are things you can focus on and work through. Your voice is not meaningless. Your voice is not drowned out. You are choosing not to use it. I'm not saying that everything can be fixed overnight, that the world is perfect the way it is. I'm not saying to maintain what you've been doing. And I say all this because I've seen it all over the internet. People talking about Epstein, talking about Pam Bondi. At a certain point, yes, am I angry about the Epstein files? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do not ever in your life think otherwise. I am more than pissed off. If you saw me while I was watching the video, because I didn't watch the entire 4 hours thing, but I was livid while I was watching. Because it just reinforced how hopeless I felt. But that's not the conclusion you should draw from it. You should not draw the conclusion that Republicans are evil. If anything, it's the opposite. Everyone in the government is evil. Every last one. Stop deluding yourself that your party is more innocent than the others. It's that stupid fucking tribalism that is making it possible for people to go unprosecuted. It was never about the party. And that's your mistake. That is what you are thinking. That is what the problem is. You believe it is a party's fault. Put that petty shit to the side. I'm telling you to stop focusing on the party. The party is not the issue. It never was. The identity is not the issue, because if you don't know, there was a school shooting in Canada, and people are sensationalizing it because it was committed by a trans teen. The identity is not the issue. You are missing the point. Stop looking at headlines, Heinz, and stopping there. I used to do that. I used to be like you. I used to hop at the headline, Heinz, and get upset. Do your own research. I'm not going to give you sources. I'm not going to do any of that. I want you to go out and draw your own fucking conclusion. I'm not here to baby you. I want you to grow, because all problems in society, all problems with you, no matter if they're personal or existential, it doesn't matter. They are all caused by stagnation. You cannot change the world by being stagnant. You cannot change the world by doing nothing. You cannot control everything around you. You do not need to. You cannot move the entire body of the country. Sure. But you can move a muscle. You can move a blood cell. If you were to think about how America like a human body, you do not have control over the whole thing. You don't need it. You can move a blood cell. You can move a muscle. It's not about polls anymore. It's about accountability and forcing people to face it. How you can do that? I'm sure there are plenty of ways to research that. Look around. Call your congressperson. Call people. Sign petitions. Donate. Do what you need to do. Do what you know is right. Just complaining about it online isn't going to fix your problems. Complaining about it online is not going to change reality. I'm sorry, but it just won't. You can keep getting pissed, you can keep yelling online, but until you put the fucking screen down and go out, nothing will change. You see protests. Do them. They work. Going to the polls is possible. Do it. Stop lying down and allowing yourself to be walked on. You are not dead. Her country is not dead. It is dying. It is dying. But do not give up on it. Do not. If you want change, wishing everything to go away will not bring change. Whining and crying will not bring change. That goes for everything in life. Not just politics, everything. If you want friends, if you want to not be alone, crying and whining in your room will not change that fact. Going out will change it. Talking to your fellow man. And just stop. Stop with the tribalism. You are not helping the victims by hating Republicans or hating Democrats or hating in general. You're doing exactly what the people in power want. Because when you are ununified, you can do nothing. You can do nothing by yourself. You are not alone. Stop treating this like you're the lone person who can do change. You cannot. Whether you want to accept that fact or not, it is undeniable that unless you work with other people, you cannot win. You just cannot. But at the same time, that's no reason to lose hope. But keep in mind, I'm not saying to keep hope and do nothing. Pick up a pen. Pick up your phone. Pick up your mouse and keyboard. Make an email. Hell, call. Do something. Demand accountability. Hope by itself is meaningless. Hope will not be your cure. What hope does is it gives you strength to keep going, to keep fighting. Do not stop fighting until you are dead in the ground. You are not forced to accept the fate you're given. You are not forced by anything or anyone, hun. You have choices. You are not powerless. No matter how powerless they try to make you, you are not powerless. If every victim of ICE, Epstein, or anything else, any other of the numberless tragedies that happen, there are going to be more victims. The world will always have these things happen. But you can either stay in your room and wallow in it, or you can pick yourself the fuck up. There's nothing you can do on your own. And that is fine. That is okay. No one is telling you you have to solve all of this on your own. But you do not need to mindlessly conform. They want mindless conformity. They want tribalism. They want all of this. Because when you are divided, when you are fighting each other and not the people in power, that's how they win. There are people on both. Stop conforming to a party. There are people on both sides of this issue that should seek justice. Democrats and Republicans alike. So when I say I don't care if you're a Republican or not, don't get me wrong. I care about your morals. I care about what you think. I care about why you who are staying neutral when you can fight. When you can fight for what should be done. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know if anyone will hear this. But there is no easy cure. There is no fix-all. A politician will not cure your issues. They never have and they never will. They don't care. The only one that cares and that wants change are the people around you. You do not get to start big. You don't get to start with grand sweeping declarations. You build a community, and that community keeps building itself. If you are mad about Pam Bondi not responding to the Epstein files, it is okay to be mad at her. It is okay even to hate her. But at the same time, your hatred does nothing. Your hatred is as useless as the shit that comes out your body. If you have hope in one hand, it's what my father would tell me. If you have hope in one hand and shit in the other, you got the same damn thing. You're not powerless. You can research. You can donate. I know you don't have that much money. I know that we are all broke. That's fine. Donate what you can to these organizations. Donate what you can. Force accountability. And if you can't donate, you can't give people money, or if you don't know where to start, that's fine. Ask people who do. Research. Spread the word. That's more, because if you can't help someone, I guarantee you know someone who can. Stop. But you know what's not okay? Joking about issues. Joking about how these things that need to desperately be changed. Laughing about them won't make it better. Like, I hear all the time, people joking about how Epstein, joking about Diddy. You are doing everyone a disservice by doing that. Everyone. Every last one of those victims you pretend to feel bad for. You pretend to want to see change for. Every time you joke about something like that, you are discrediting what they went through. If you feel anything at all, the slightest bit of empathy, you will not joke about this. And more importantly, you will not call someone a Nazi just because of what they're saying. Calling everyone a Nazi isn't going to work. Calling everyone you hate a Nazi isn't going to change things. It takes both sides of the aisle to change things. It takes both sides to come together to make change. It doesn't matter what What you're saying and what you're asking for do not line up. If you claim to want change, if you claim to want truth and accountability, you cannot turn a blind eye to it. You cannot turn a blind eye to injustice. It doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't matter if it's a third party. You cannot turn a blind eye to any injustice. Stop hand-waving things that your party does. Stop swearing loyalty to a party, to a politician, to someone who doesn't care if you die. They don't care if you die. They don't care about justice. They care about lining their pockets. There is no saviors. The only one who can save you is yourself. Stop waiting. Stop relying on other people to do what you must do. To play the part you must play. You keep forgetting that fact. Divisions, demonizing groups of people is not going to get rid of the victims. It is not going to help any of them. You demonizing the Republicans isn't going to change the fact that there were her children and young girls molested, hid, and taken advantage of. That's not going to change the trafficking. That's not going to erase their trauma. You calling people Nazis isn't going to change that. It won't fix it. Stop demonizing the people who did it and focus on the victims. Help the victims. The perpetrators don't need the attention. Listen to what the victims say for you to do. That's what you really need to focus on. Because the victims will know way more than you do sitting at your desk. That's why I say I don't care about Trump or Epstein. I do. I care about what they did. But that always will come second to me caring about the victims. The victims they try to silence. The victims they try to cover up. If no one else will say this, if no one else will be there for them, let me be there. Their abusers, their attackers will be brought to justice. All I'm saying is for them to keep fighting. Be in their corner. Care about what they say. It's not about Trump or Biden or Obama or any of them. It's about the victim. It's not about you. It's not about what you believe. It is about the victim. People have died because of Epstein and his cohorts. Be serious. Yes. Stop joking about it. If you hate what Diddy did, you hate what Epstein did, you hate what Trump did, you hate what ICE did, stop. Stop focusing on their attackers and defending their attackers. Because that's what you're doing. You are being complacent in the crimes because you are not demanding accountability from everyone. Everyone. Stop caring about the party. Stop caring about the politics. This is not a political issue. It never was. Trans people existing is not a political issue. Gay people existing is not a political issue. If you feel even the tiniest shred of empathy, you will realize it is not about the politics. It is about the crime that is committed and the victims, like it has always been. Separate your politics from the facts. Separate your beliefs from the facts. If you cannot do that, you are disgusting. It does not matter what party you are to me. It never did. I don't swear loyalty to a party. A party is not going to fix this. I believe in the people around me. I believe that the people around me will fix things. Just stop. Trump is not going to save you. Kamala is not going to save you. Things could not be avoided. This is a test. This is a test to see how much you are willing to fight back. How much you are willing to fight back against your oppressors. It was never, ever about the politics. They want you to focus on the politics. That's why Pam Bondi kept deflecting and saying Trump was the greatest president and the most transparent. She knows he wasn't. She knows all of this. She knows all of it. Stop pretending. Stop all of it. Focus on the victim. The victims are the most important part. The victims who were affected, the victims who had to sleep every night, trying to avoid people trying to kill them. Defend them. Stop defending the billionaire of your choice. Start defending the defenseless people. Protect those who cannot protect themselves. If they cannot shield themselves, then be their shield. If the world is coming after them, defend them against the world. That is the point of this video. Defend the victims. Stop joking about these situations. Stop laughing. And more importantly, unless you plan to do something, unless you plan to get up off your ass and do something, shut the fuck up. Stop complaining about transparency when you don't actually want it. I don't care if you're a Democrat, a Republican, a Libertarian, an evangelist, an atheist. I don't give a fuck about any of it. I hate my country. But I don't hate it because of its history. I don't hate it because of its people. I hate my country because my country wants to kill people. My country has flaws. I will not hate my country forever. I will love my country again because I will make it so I love it again. I will fight so I love it again. You should too. Stop. Stop worrying about candidates. Stop worrying about two-faced politicians who will say one thing and then do something completely different the next. Worry about what you can do to help. What you can do to help the victims, to help the lawyers in the case. What research can be done. Informing yourself. Care about that. I'm done hating Trump for Epstein. Because hating Trump is not going to fix the victims. It is not going to make all that trauma, all that pain, all that suffering disappear. I'm going to be thankful that the ones who are left are still standing tall and fighting, even if it comes at the risk of their own life. And not only am I going to be thankful for that, I'm going to help them in any way I can. Even though I don't have the money, I can research, I can educate myself. The politics are not the issue. And the fact that you can't look past your own insensitivity to realize that is the deplorable part. Both sides of the aisle are needed. Both sides need to come together. That's it. That's it. That's all I have to say. Do better. Just do better.